Hey, it's Chris Byer.
Chris Bowen.
CB, good morning.
How are you?
Good. So, continuing our conversation on colon cancer screenings for the month of March, I want to talk about some options and some changes that we've seen in terms of screenings.
Yes, thank goodness for this, right? That it's not just one option. I mean, yes,
Yes.
we've got the colonoscopy. Um, then we have Cologuard.
Yep.
Um, Cologuard is the expensive version of that's a non, I'll call it invasive, even though it's not an
Yep.
invasive procedure. But Cologuard is around $700 to $800. And
Correct.
then you and I found one that's really the same thing, and it's called the FIT test. And it's a
Yes.
stick versus a
It's between
box,
30 and 50.
and it's
Yeah.
dirt
Much,
cheap. And it
much
and it
easier.
does the same thing. I mean, it doesn't
Yep.
matter if it's in a box or if it's on a stick. They're still testing for, cancer cells in your stool. So
Well, I think as our benefits teams at our clients are talking about this topic this month and sharing things, I think it's important to not only talk about costs, but the simplicity of it too.
yes,
If an at-home screening, 30 versus 800 is a big difference.
yes,
That you don't necessarily need the name brand, but potentially that's what somebody uses. But I think also where you go matters when you have your colonoscopy. I mean, we see in our marketplace, what did you say? 9 grand was the highest colonoscopy price, down to what, 1800,
1,800.
1500, depending on where you go.
Yes, we have a health system about an hour north of us that was on 60 Minutes in the middle of nowhere, by the way. That is
Yes.
the most expensive colonoscopy in the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is where you and I talk about we are horrible consumers of our healthcare. We just do what we're told. We don't ask price. This is an area there's nothing wrong with doing a little bit of research to figuring
Yep.
out what is this going to cost.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I think the challenge too comes in, yes, at now age 45. So that's a big thing to focus on. You're eligible for your colonoscopy screening for colon cancer at age 45, down from 50. But that is just the screening. That is not a diagnostic colonoscopy if you're having
Oh,
symptoms,
good point.
or if they find something while they're going through that and now they have to operate, that starts to hit your health plan. So I would prefer to meet my deductible and out of pocket on an $1,800 procedure if they need to versus 9 grand. That's
Yes.
insane.
This
So I
is
mean that in itself is like, okay, it is free, but if they have to do something more or it becomes diagnostic, it's
yeah.
going to hit your plan and your out of pocket deductible.
Yeah, so here's what I'm going to do. So my colonoscopy was perfectly clean at the age of 53. I was one of those people during COVID that could not get it, and then
Yep.
I got lazy. Perfectly clean, and he said, "Come back in 10 years." Dude, I'm
Yeah.
not waiting 10 years.
No.
So that's where I'm going to use the fit test is every
Yes.
other year I'm going to send that in just to make sure. But I do plan on getting my colonoscopy at 5 years, not 10. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot can happen in 10 years, but I think understanding your options
Yes.
hopefully helps people understand you don't have to wait the 5 years or the 10 years. You
Yeah.
can doing these at-home tests
Yeah.
and
I did the fit test last year around this time
right.
as well.
That's
And
right.
I just to understand how it works to double check because again, we as I mentioned in our previous conversations, we've got people that are under age 45 in their 30s too that I've seen that have been
Horrible.
diagnosed and not made it through too. So I mean
Ooh,
that's a whole different topic as to why that's happening. But yes, for $30 and I got my results back in a couple of weeks by email and everything was good. I could do that again this year.
love it. Smart.
But either way, get something done.
It's something.
Whether you're eligible or you're not, start taking that seriously. Get in conversation with your doctor.
Yeah, Chris, because we've seen the stage one claims
Hmm.
and we've seen stage four
Yeah.
radically different in cost, but also radically different in the type of treatment and the
And the
numbers
survival
going
options. I
for it.
mean,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's scary. But no, thanks for sharing another great
Yep.
topic.
Good topic.
All right, we'll see
Thanks
you,
again.
man.